Whatever. Keep the soil moving.
Good evening. I'd like to officially call this work session meeting to order. At this time, I'd ask everyone to please rise for a moment of silent prayer and or reflection as we think about the damage from the earthquakes in Turkey. Please salute the flag.
Over here.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Please note the fire exits behind us into the main hallway, to my left, your right, into this other room, and then to my right, your left, into the courtroom. New Jersey Open Public Meetings Law was enacted to ensure the right of the public to an advance notice of and attend any meetings of public bodies at which any business affecting their interest is discussed or acted upon. In accordance with this act, the Mayor and Council of the Borough of New Milford have caused notice of this meeting to be published by having the date, time, and place thereof posted in the Borough Hall, and notices have been sent to the Record and the Ridgewood News. The mission of this governing body is to provide essential services through the establishment and implementation of public policy that will safeguard infrastructure, provide fair, honest, courteous, and professional services, establish a sense of trust and accomplishment between all residents, and through research and prudent planning seek to minimize risk while improving our services. We are sensitive to the needs and satisfaction of our taxpayers, while realizing that this governing body cannot be all things to all people, within the revenue constraints imposed by state mandates, economic conditions, and prevailing attitudes about taxation. At this time, I would ask the clerk to please call the roll.
Councilman Sanusi. Here. Councilman Sharkey Hurley.
Present.
Council President Duffy. Councilman Grotzky.
Here.
Councilman Seymour.
Here.
Councilwoman Grant.
Here.
Mayor Petrino.
Here. And Council President Duffy is excused for work-related. Okay, we're going to start off with a proclamation, Black History Month. Office of the Mayor Proclamation. Whereas, the history of Black History Month goes back to 1915 and was first celebrated in 1926. And whereas in 1976, President Gerald Ford issued the first African American History Month proclamation. And whereas National Black History Month serves as both as a celebration and as a powerful reminder that Black history is American history and Black culture is American culture. And whereas understanding Black history is important to the understandings of our nation. And whereas it is appropriate to acknowledge and celebrate the immeasurable contributions of Black Americans, honor the legacies and achievements of generations past, recognize past injustice and confront injustice that still fester today. And whereas we are committed to advancing equity and racial justice. And whereas an African American burying ground was recently discovered in New Milford that is believed to date back to well before 1883. And whereas we support the recognition and acknowledgement of the African American burial ground in which enslaved people were buried. And whereas the Borough of New Milford wishes to honor the history and contributions of African Americans in our community, our state, and our nation. Now therefore, I, Mayor Michael Petrino, Mayor of the Borough of New Milford, do proclaim February 2023 to be Black History Month, and encourage all residents and businesses to celebrate our diverse heritage and culture and continue our efforts to create a world that is more just and more peaceful.
Amen.
Thank you. At this time, I would ask for a motion to appoint Frank Van Wee to the Flood Mitigation Advisory Committee.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Congratulations and thank you, Frank, for serving. And I need a motion to appoint Eileen DeBarry to the Board of Health.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Eileen, congratulations and thank you for serving. Okay, under unfinished business, may I get a motion for the approval of the minutes from the January 23rd, 2023 public and closed session meetings.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. We're going to go through some ordinances. Okay, the first one up for adoption tonight is Ordinance 2023:01, and when the clerk has the opportunity, I would ask her to please read the ordinance.
An ordinance to add Section 4-21 entitled Liability Insurance and Annual Registration Requirements for businesses and owners of a rental unit or units to Chapter 4 of the Revised General Ordinances of the Borough of New Milford entitled General Licensing.
Okay. As we discussed at the last meeting, this implements requirements of PL 2022:92, which requires all businesses and rental units to maintain a certain level of liability insurance and to register the COI, Certificate of Insurance, with the municipality on an annual basis. May I get a motion to open up to the public for a public hearing on this ordinance?
Motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ladies and gentlemen of the public, if anyone wants to discuss or have comments on this ordinance, now is your opportunity. Seeing that there is no one from the public that would wish to make a comment, I would ask for a motion to close to the public.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? May I get a motion to adopt this ordinance on its final reading?
Motion.
Second.
May I get a roll call, please?
Yes. Councilman Samuelson. Yes. Councilwoman Saraki Hurley.
Yes.
Councilman Grotzky.
Yes.
Councilman Seymour.
Yes.
Councilwoman Grant.
Yes.
Just stack them in the middle. Yeah. Okay, the second one tonight is 2023:02, and when the clerk has the opportunity, I would ask her to please read the ordinance.
An ordinance to amend Section 10-1.3 entitled Fees and add Section 10-10 entitled Lead-Based Paint Inspections of Certain Residential Rental Dwellings to Chapter 10 of the Revised General Ordinances of the Borough of New Milford entitled Building and Housing, and to establish fees for inspections.
This establishes fees and parameters and fines for lead paint inspections for residential rental dwellings pursuant to New Jersey PL 2021:182. May I get a motion to open to the public for a public hearing on this ordinance?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ladies and gentlemen of the public, if anyone has any questions or comments about this ordinance, now would be the opportunity. Seeing that there is no one from the public that would wish to comment, I would ask for a motion to close to the public.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? May I get a motion to adopt this ordinance on its final reading?
So moved.
Second.
May I get a roll call, please?
Councilwoman Samuelson.
Yes.
Councilman Saraki Hurley.
Yes.
Councilman Grotzky.
Yes.
Councilman Seymour.
Yes.
Councilwoman Grant.
Yes.
Okay. Next one for adoption is 2023:03, and when the clerk has the opportunity, I would ask you to please read the ordinance.
An ordinance to amend Section 10-7.3 entitled Certificate of Occupancy of Chapter 10 of the Revised General Ordinances of the Borough of New Milford entitled Building and Housing.
This clarifies the requirements to obtain a certificate of occupancy. May I get a motion to open to the public for a public hearing on this ordinance?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ladies and gentlemen of the public, if anyone has any questions or comments about this ordinance, now would be your opportunity. Seeing that there is no member of the public that wishes to make a comment, I would ask for a motion to close to the public.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? May I get a motion to adopt this ordinance on its final reading?
So moved.
Second.
May I get a roll call, please?
Councilwoman Samuelson.
Yes.
Councilwoman Saraki Hurley.
Yes.
Councilman Grotzky.
Yes.
Councilman Seymour.
Yes.
Councilwoman Grant.
Yes.
Okay. 2023:04, and when the clerk has the opportunity, I would ask you to please read it.
Capital ordinance to appropriate the sum of $225,680 for the improvement of Cedar Road from River Road to Boulevard in, by, and for the Borough of New Milford in the County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, and providing that such sum so appropriated shall be raised from a state grant.
This is to appropriate our NJDOT grant for the resurfacing of Cedar Road, which needs it. May I get a motion to open to the public for a public hearing on this ordinance?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ladies and gentlemen of the public, if anyone wishes to make any questions or comments about this ordinance, now is your opportunity. Seeing that there's no member of the public that wishes to make a comment, I would ask for a motion to close to the public.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? May I get a motion to adopt this ordinance on its final reading? Motion.
Second.
May I get a roll call, please?
Councilwoman San Houston.
Yes.
Councilwoman Siraki Hurley.
Yes.
Councilman Grodzki.
Yes.
Councilman Seymour.
Yes.
Councilwoman Grant.
Yes.
Okay. Ordinance 2023:05, and when the clerk has the opportunity, I would ask you to please read the ordinance.
An ordinance to amend Chapter 7 of the Revised General Ordinances of the Borough of New Milford entitled Traffic, thereby amending subsection 7-3.4 entitled Parking Prohibited During Certain Hours on Certain Streets, and subsection 7-10.1 entitled Left Turn Prohibitions.
This prohibits parking on Cooper during certain hours on school days. It prohibits left turns from Cooper to River and River to Cooper during certain hours on school days. May I get a motion to open to the public for a public hearing on this ordinance?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Would any member of the public like to comment on this ordinance? Now is your opportunity. I see a member of the public. All we need is your name and your address.
No address.
Just your name, sorry.
8-9.
Right.
We good?
You're good.
Okay. Just being a resident in that area and also having students who live on there, I think that's just really very helpful. It's just, there's just more volume and people, so I think it's very helpful because unless there's a rule, no one knows.
Correct.
And thank you for taking the time.
You're welcome. I know our police department has been looking at this area for a long time. We've studied traffic patterns, and this was something they came up with, and we think it's going to be a good thing.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Seeing that there are no other members of the public who wish to comment, I would ask for a motion to close to the public.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? May I get a motion to adopt this ordinance on its final reading?
Motion.
Second.
May I get a roll call, please?
Yes. Councilwoman San Houston.
Yes.
Councilwoman Siraki Hurley.
Yes.
Councilman Grodzki.
Yes.
Councilman Seymour.
Yes.
Councilwoman Grant.
Yes.
That's great. I know now, right? So here we go. Okay. We're on to 2023:6, right? Yes. 06.
An ordinance to amend Chapter 4, I changed this, Chapter 2 of the Revised General Ordinances of the Borough of New Milford entitled Administration, thereby amending subsection 2-33 entitled Environmental and Energy Commission.
Okay, this is the ordinance that adds language to permit associate members. Associate members would be appointed by the mayor, not more than 3.
It's with each 1 year,
Yes,
not more than 1 year term. Well,
Correct.
1 year term.
that is correct. May I get a motion to open to the public for a public hearing on this ordinance?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Members of the public, if anyone has any questions or comments about this ordinance, now is the opportunity. Seeing that there are no members of the public that wish to make a comment, I would ask for a motion to close to the public.
Motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? May I get a motion to adopt this ordinance on its final reading?
Motion. Second.
May I get a roll call, please?
Councilwoman San Houston.
Yes.
Councilman Siraki Hurley.
Yes.
Councilman Grodzki.
Yes.
Councilman Seymour.
Yes.
Councilwoman Grant.
Yes.
Ordinance 2023:07, and when the clerk has the opportunity, I ask you to please read the ordinance.
An ordinance to amend Chapter 10 of the Revised General Ordinances of the Borough of New Milford entitled Building and Housing, thereby amending subsection 10-1.3 entitled Fees.
This modifies certain sections to add generators to the list of devices and revises fees for electrical devices. May I get a motion to open to the public for a public hearing on this ordinance?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ladies and gentlemen of the public, if anyone has any questions about this ordinance, now would be the opportunity. Seeing that there is no member of the public that wishes to make a comment, I would ask for a motion to close to the public.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? May I get a roll call, please?
Yes. Councilwoman Van Dusen.
Yes.
Councilwoman Siraki Hurley.
Yes.
Councilman Grotzky.
Yes.
Councilman Seymour.
Yes.
Councilwoman Grant.
Yes.
Okay. 2023:08.
An ordinance to amend Chapter 17 of the Revised General Ordinances of the Borough of New Milford entitled Sewers and Water, to rename the chapter Sanitary Sewers, and to revise Section 17-1 entitled Sewer Systems.
Okay, this outlines requirements and responsibilities for sewer connections and extensions and during demolition. May I get a motion to open to the public for a public hearing on this ordinance?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ladies and gentlemen of the public, if anyone has any comments or questions about this ordinance, now would be the opportunity. Seeing that there is no member of the public that wishes to make a comment, I would ask for a motion to close to the public.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? May I get a motion to adopt this ordinance on its final reading?
Second.
May I get a roll call, please?
Yes. Councilwoman Van Dusen.
Yes.
Councilman Siraki Hurley.
Yes.
Councilman Grotzky.
Yes.
Councilman Seymour.
Yes.
Councilwoman Grant.
Yes.
Okay, that takes care of adoptions tonight. And we're going to move on to a couple of introductions. So under new business, introduce ordinance 2023:09. And when the clerk has the opportunity, I would ask you to please read the ordinance.
An ordinance to amend the revised general ordinances of the Borough of New Milford entitled Salary, adopted as Ordinance 9101 and amended annually by ordinance up to and including Ordinance 2022-08.
This is the annual establishing salary ranges for all positions in the borough. May I get a motion to introduce this ordinance on its first reading?
Motion.
Second.
May I get a roll call, please?
Yes. Councilwoman Van Dusen.
Yes.
Councilwoman Siraki Hurley.
Yes.
Councilman Grotzky.
Yes.
Councilman Seymour.
Yes.
Councilwoman Grant.
Yes.
The public hearing on this ordinance will be held at our February 27th meeting. Okay, second introduction is 2023:10, and when the clerk has the opportunity, I would ask you to please read the ordinance.
Capital ordinance to appropriate the sum of $337,995 for the acquisition of radio equipment for the use of the fire department in, by, and for the Borough of New Milford in the County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, and providing that such sum so appropriated shall be raised from a federal grant and from the capital improvement fund of the borough.
So this appropriates a federal grant. This is the AFG grant, the Assistance of Firefighter grants, which our Congressman, Josh Gottheimer, actually helped us out big time. We received $321,900 from that, and then from our capital improvements fund, we will use $16,095 to fund this.
So this includes the amount of the grant money.
Yes. Yes.
It's only $16,000.
16 from us and 321.9 from the federal government.
So this
Sounds
is-
like a good trade-off.
It sure does.
Yes.
Wonderful. Is that 16,000 included in the budget that's being?
It's from our capital improvement fund.
Cash, okay.
It's a floating number.
So may I get a motion to introduce this ordinance on its first reading?
So moved.
Second.
May I get a roll call, please?
Yes. Councilman Van Dusen.
Yes.
Councilman Siraki Hurley.
Yes.
Councilman Grotzky.
Yes.
Councilman Seymour.
Yes.
Councilwoman Grant.
Yes.
Okay, the public hearing on this ordinance will also be at our February 27th meeting. Ordinance 2023:11. When the clerk has the opportunity, I ask you to please read the ordinance.
An ordinance to amend Chapter 2 of the Revised General Ordinances of the Borough of New Milford entitled Administration, to revise Section 2-54B entitled Restrictions on Awarding of Contracts to Certain Business Entities.
This amends our existing ordinance to remove references to any county political parties. May I get a motion to introduce this ordinance on its first reading?
So moved.
Second.
May I get a roll call, please?
Yes. Councilman Van Dusen.
Yes.
Councilman Siraki Hurley.
Yes.
Councilman Grotzky.
Yes.
Councilman Seymour.
Yes.
Councilwoman Graham.
Yes.
The public hearing on this ordinance will also be at our February 27th meeting. Okay. We're going to move on to item number 1, which is schedule updates. I have that Sunday, March 5th, will be Black Balloon Day. It's sponsored by the New Milford Municipal Alliance. It'll take place from 10 to 11 a.m. It'll be on the front steps of the New Milford Borough Hall. There is no rain date. On Wednesday, March 22nd, New Milford will be having our first Ramadan lighting. It's sponsored by the New Milford Mayor and Council. It'll be at 7 p.m. at the New Milford Borough Hall. There is no rain date.
Excuse me, Mayor, you said 22nd?
Yes, the evening of the 22nd is the first night of Ramadan. So we have a moon tree, and it'll be lit that night, and it'll stay lit for 1 month until the evening of April 21st, which is the last day of Ramadan. As I get more information on that, in case there's any speakers or anything, I will certainly update everyone. Is there any other events coming up that I failed to mention? Okay.
April.
That'll be in April. May will be Memorial Day.
Rushing things.
Hey.
Well, that's true.
Okay, item number 2 is Budget Committee Report, Administrator Grotsky.
I'm going to start out and let Councilman Grotsky jump in if there's something you'd like to add. So the Budget Committee, consisting of Councilman Grotsky, Seymour, and Council President Duffy, and myself, along with our CFO, met to discuss the department requests. We reviewed both the operating and capital budget requests, and then met individually with some of the department heads to get a better understanding of the department needs and to look for areas where there may be an opportunity to make some cuts. I wrote earlier today that we're awaiting the auditor to complete the annual financial statement, but it is completed. We received it today. So we can put together a draft of our operating budget, which we will present to the governing body for review prior to the budget introduction at the end of March. Some of the challenges we're facing this year are increases in things that we do not have control over, such as joint insurance fund increases, garbage collection and disposal, oil and gas, and pension fund obligations. We're still waiting on numbers from the Bergen County Utilities Authority and expect an increase there as well. The challenges that we're facing are not unique to New Milford, and for this reason, the local finance board at the state level has approved the following exceptions to the 2023 appropriation cap: garbage collection and disposal, recycling costs, pension contributions, gas and diesel fuel, workers' compensation insurance, and health insurance. This means that if we have a percentage of any of those costs that exceed our budget cap, they can be put outside of the appropriation cap for purposes of budgeting for this year because of the unique challenges that everybody's facing right now. Like I said, once we have a chance to digest the annual financial statement, we're going to speak with the auditor, drop some numbers in to see where we are, and then we're probably going to take another crack at it before we get back to the mayor and council with the information.
It's took the words right out of my mouth. I couldn't have said it any better.
Thank you.
I just appreciate all the time and effort that our committee's put into this. We really have spent a lot of time reviewing the budget and talking to all the committees and department heads.
And we're going to continue to do that this week.
Yep.
Yes.
And we're going to work together and move forward. Anything else under item number 2? If not, we can move on to the administrator's report.
Thank you, Mayor. I have a short report tonight. We did just receive notice today from Bergen County Open Space that applications for the 2023 funding round are now available. The letter of intent is due April 14th, and applications are due May 12th. I did send out an email earlier today to our recreation director and DPW director and the mayor to start discussing if there were some preliminary ideas that we may have that we wanted to bring to the council for their consideration. And if anybody has something that they'd like to suggest, please feel free to bring it to the table or email me. Mandatory annual cybersecurity training is underway for all borough employees and board members that have borough email addresses. Please remind your board members of the importance of this training and encourage them to complete it as soon as possible. That would also apply to all members of the mayor and council as well. Borough Hall will be closed next Monday, February 20th, in observance of President's Day, and our next meeting is scheduled for 2 weeks from tonight, Monday, February 27th, a public meeting held in the council chambers.
And we're going to have a special guest at that meeting.
Yes, I believe that's to be true.
Yes. The superintendent, Danielle Shanley, will be joining us. She'd like to make a presentation,
Sounds good.
and she's always welcome,
Of course.
as are all the board members.
Of course.
Okay? Any questions for the administrator? Has everyone had a chance to look at the resolutions? Are there any that need to be pulled for further comment and or vote? Okay. If not, I would ask that if there's anything that's pressing from any of your committees or commissions that you need to bring forward, now would be the time.
Nothing
Nothing?
present.
No, just, Historic is just working on markers that have disappeared from some of the homes and some new markers that need to be added. Council, Hetty Grant's home and the, Art Center.
Excellent.
I'm happy to hear that.
I know you are.
It's been a while.
It's been a while, but it's coming.
Good.
It's happening.
What was the second location that you said?
Pardon me?
Art Center,
Art Center.
It's a definitely historic
Oh.
building.
1895. Mine's older.
I keep saying Casual Havana, too. That building? The old New Milford Hotel.
How old is that? Do
I
you
don't know if one has ever been marked for a commercial building, but that's something they should look into in the future.
I don't think it matters whether it's commercial or residential.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they can't do it, I'm saying I don't think it's ever thought of, but
Has anybody researched it? Do you know, Thea?
I have the old black and white pictures. It's an old building.
It is an
The
old
question is
building.
how old?
It goes back to Pittsburgh, so I don't know exactly, but
Well, that's the 1800s, okay.
yes.
I have
Late 1800s.
Shoot.
So the Environmental Commission has received a preliminary draft of the Environmental Resource Inventory. So hopefully you all got a copy of it forwarded to you. So please take a look at it. And since we're talking about historic, there's opportunity to add some information to what's already in there. It covers a lot of areas of the borough, so any narrative, anything, any information or questions that you would like us to ask as we move forward with the Environmental Resource Inventory is forthcoming to me, and I'll pass them on to the Environmental Commission.
Perfect.
Excellent.
The only other thing I have to mention is, for the cemetery, we have the preservationist, Bob, who's going to be, actually, we're speaking with him now as to what date would be good for him to come and give a seminar and a demonstration, of preserving some of the, tombstones. So, I'm excited.
I've met him. He's an amazing man.
He's amazing. He's incredible. He's just incredible.
Excellent.
He's traveled all over Europe. He's just incredible what he's done.
Okay. This time I would ask for a motion to open to the public.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ladies and gentlemen of the public, if anyone has any questions or comments, now would be the opportunity. You're good?
If you have a question for me, I don't know.
Seeing that there are no members of the public that wish to make a comment, I would ask for a motion to close the public.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? May I get a motion to approve resolutions 2023:71 through 2023:85?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Is there any other business before this council? The one thing I would like to add is I just wanted to remind everyone that to submit your anchor application, the deadline is February 28th. You can go right to nj.gov, see what category you fit in, and apply. You can get up to $1,500 off, which is, yes.
Information posted on the website.
Information is posted on the website, and there's twice I've posted it on.
That used to be called the Homestead Rebate.
It's called the Anchor Program.
I know, but
Yes. Any other business for this council? If not, I would ask for a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Well, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us, and don't forget, tomorrow is Valentine's Day, so hope everyone enjoys.
Come on, Kevin.